Hello, welcome to today's quick video. Today's topic, bodybuilding's a skills game and not a numbers game. Well, let's take a quick at that little quick topic. This is Doug Bates here, near to be 60-year-old online vegan ageless trainer of 35 years of business. I wanted to start off by talking about the topic of how seldom people, when coming into training, really focus on, especially the online training, the skills versus the numbers. Oftentimes they'll sign up for a trainer who will give them programs, and they'll follow that program for a 3-month program or a 6-week program or whatever it is, and they'll be given a set of exercises to do with a set of warm-ups perhaps, and if nothing else, it's always got the sets and reps almost predetermined, and then you get to progress from there. And we find that when that happens, people are headed towards staleness, injury, boredom, and suboptimal training. Why is that? Because no one is watching the subtleties of what it is to have a skills game. The skills game is knowing exactly how to approach the problem that you're facing, whether it is to try and get your bench press to increase, trying to get your pecs to grow, trying to get your rear delts to show up, or your lats to engage, or glutes to shape up, or losing that lost bit of body fat. Those are issues that come into skills and into seeing something far greater than ability to prescribe reps and sets and even rest intervals. And they think someone once had a program. Here's a very famous online trainer with a huge following, which I always find interesting because they'll say, okay, what is your program for somebody if you really want them to see gains? And the coach instantly spits out what he calls compound drop sets. Okay? Compound drop sets. And he begins to describe then what compound drop sets are. That you can take an exercise, put it back with another exercise as a superset, where you, let's say, do flies and do a bench press, or you do like some kind of, let's say, pull over into a lat pull down, or some kind of 2 triceps exercise in a row, or pre-fatigue the triceps with an isolation exercise, do a compound movement, and it's supposed to overload your body. Okay? More stress. In other words, they're recommending more stress on a protocol without wondering, can that client handle the stress? Is that client constitutionally strong enough to handle the stress? Number one, that's constitutional. That means, is it in their character? Is it in their genetics? Is it within their body's capacity to endure that type of training for that period of time in that one workout, and then for sustained workouts for time, and see results? Or are they going to be overtrained, injured, or create a secondary injury somewhere because of poor postural stabilization? You don't have the strength to stabilize all the shits in a row without losing your diaphragmatic control in your mid-thoracic. You're going to lose form in the middle of that set. It's going to increase cortisol. When you increase cortisol, you get fatter if you increase it too high compared to putting on more muscle mass. So by doing compound sets and drop sets or continuation sets, let's say you finish it, pull downs at 200, then you drop to 170 after the first set of 6, and you go for 6 more reps, you drop to 150 for 6 more reps. Your body's really going to handle that? We don't really know. And I look for form breaks when I'm watching a client to tell me if they're good enough. I look for how are they breathing. I look for how clear is their recruitment versus how much compensation they're having. That client who's training that way without being watched, especially online, would probably not have that ability to sense that in themselves. And sometimes I can go back and watch a video and go, ooh, even I couldn't quite see what I was doing in the way they compensated in, let's say, a squat, and I'm finding myself tilting more forward. I'm trying to the quads, but I actually left my quads and got into my glutes to compensate for my lift. Or I stopped isolating my quads because I didn't want to spend much time in the deceleration phase, which can be really difficult on the quads. But if I drop through the squat, I can just stand up again, and I can reduce the amount of time in the difficult quadricep recruitment phase of a slow lowering, which is really, really hard on the body. Doesn't build athleticism per se, but it sure loads the quads. So that's the problem with the numbers game versus the skills game. So much gets left out of the formula, out of the evaluation, out of the assessment, if you don't begin to look at what is a skill that is being taught, what is a skill that's being examined, and are you learning skills versus just following a formulaic program like a bingo card, checking the box, filling it out as you go through it, and then thinking, I got that done because I did what the trainer asked, or I did what even I imagined I'd do, and I got that set done with 10 reps, versus how those 10 reps look. Did those 10 reps increase quality and maybe get stuck at 8 or 9? but it felt really good and really clean. I don't worry about those last 2 reps because that just tells me how tired I am. Why would I argue with how tired my body is when it's a good indication that my body's reaching that limit? And that means I can listen to it, which is a skill. Listening is a skill. And then in listening to the body, find out that maybe I need a longer rest interval the next set, even though I planned on a shorter one, or maybe the workout's almost over, or I might need a nutrient to sustain myself if I want to get a couple more sets, or I might need to look at my sleep schedule because I may have gotten more tired and I didn't get the sleep I needed, which made that set extra hard, or perhaps my glycogen stores were low. I can begin to look at all those other factors, think, why was that set hard? Was it hard because I'm low on magnesium? Was it hard because I'm low on zinc and hormones? Was it hard because I'm low on a neurotransmitter like norepinephrine and I might need more of a particular amino acid that helps build norepinephrine because that's a cortisol neurotransmitter that makes you feel like you can go, go, go. If I feel like I want to quit my workout earlier, am I low on dopamine, which gives me a reward feeling when I work out? If I don't know how to build dopamine stores, how am I going to go through that workout? If I can't build epinephrine and norepinephrine stores in my brain for neurotransmitters, how am I going to feel the arousal to get the workout and feel the joy of it? If I don't have the GABA, how can I feel the relaxation response between sets? GABA, gamma-butyric acid, and that's also a neurotransmitter. So all of those factors are playing a role into, is there a skill you're learning to make your workout better, or are you just checking up the box, trying to go from number to number, set to set, rep to rep, with a preset rest interval? If you're still doing that left brain preset rest interval stuff and it works for you, go ahead. I probably can't help you. But if you already know it's not working for you, and you know there's more to the story, there's much more to look at, you might want to find a trainer like myself who has 35 years in the business, over 50,000 one-on-one client hours, and knows how to get the job done in a myriad of ways that will not bore you and will not take away your sovereignty. If you can take a choice to be involved, that you get to participate in your own decision making, because I want you doing that, because that's also mean I take control of the enchilada for you, that formulaic enchilada of your workout, because I want you telling me, because that tells me where you're at, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. So I'll hang up the video here. Again, this is Doug Bates, Better Results Personal Training. It's also ageless personal training and organic vegan trainer. And you can check me out, of course, I'm growing my YouTube channel. I made 2 videos today. Both were on the first take. It's fun. I'm going to hang up. I see my client pulling up in his car. So I'm going to get ready for him. And I'll hang up here. Catch you in another video. Bye-bye now.